welcome to issue 12 of Geek Pop Podcast. With me, as always, is Josh.
What's going on, folks?
Josh, we're going to start this week with some life-shattering news that I had to pick up this week. I don't know if pick up is the right word, but we're going to roll.
You picked up news?
Yeah. Someone laid news down for me.
Was it in paper form?
It might as well have been.
Did a boy sell it to you for a nickel on the side of the street?
They're called Newsies. There's a whole movie about them made by Disney.
Yeah, I bet it sucks.
Christian Bale's in it.
Okay, I bet it's awesome.
Batman. Listen to the news.
Was Batman a newsie in it?
Yeah, of course. He was young Bruce Wayne. That's the canon they don't talk about.
What's the thing that newsies say? It's like extra extra, right?
Read all about it.
Extra extra. And then he sells a newspaper and he turns around and he's happy, and then the other newsboy punches him in the face. He's like, "So that's what that feels like."
You do a good Batman.
Thank you very much.
So, Josh, this week I went to one of those things where you dress up real fancy and people ask you questions about yourself.
Oh, like a family get together.
Kind of. It's like they just want to get to know things about you, and if they feel like you're a good fit to hang out with them, kind of thing.
Sure. Toby went to a job interview.
I was trying to dance around that, to be honest with you.
Oh, did you not want to say that?
I don't know. I mean, it's too late now.
Well, you can always. I mean, it was fairly obvious what you were saying. Listen,
I know it was fairly obvious what I was saying. That's why I think it had to be formally addressed. But so we'll roll with it. No, it's fine. It's fine because I mean, I'm sure I'm fucked either way. So we'll just roll with it. So I went to an interview this week because I fucking hate my job, and I hate most people at my job.
See, now this is where it goes too far. See, before, if we just left it at interview, that's one thing.
It's the equivalent of me being like, "Hey, Josh, my dick may or may not be out," and Josh is like, "Everybody look at Toby's dick hanging out. Oh my god, look at this." So I might as well just go with it. I might as well keep going with it and be like, "Yeah, my dick's out. So this is why it's out, and here's where we're gonna go."
It's the equivalent of if we're having a conversation with someone and you tell that person, "So there's this thing that's between my legs that hangs down," and I'm like, he's talking about his dick, and then you get mad at me.
Yeah, I got there right on my fucking dick. So anyway, I went to one of those things where they dress up nice and they ask you questions.
I don't know what that would be, but that sounds like a good scenario.
So, Josh, at 31 years old, or 55, whatever the fuck age
87 this year.
At 87, oldest man alive podcasting. Usually they ask you these dumb bullshit questions where they probably want you to lie to them.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been to enough too that you know, especially in the business world or the more grown-up, not retail world, I guess. Mm-hmm. Speaking from experience, either shitty retail jobs or business ones are way different.
Sure, yeah.
But okay. They ask you questions like, "Oh, where do you see yourself in 5 years? What's the one strength you feel like you have? Name a time where you were in a bad situation and you made the best of it." And all sorts of bullshit questions like that.
Those are like no-win questions because I don't know. I've never heard a proper answer, especially to the "where do you see yourself in 5 years?" Because my answer is always like, well, hopefully not in this fucking job.
Exactly.
Or even if that's not my answer, it's like, well, best case scenario, I've hit the lottery and I don't work anywhere.
It's one of those things where I know there's that dumb joke of celebrating the 5-year anniversary of you asking me this question here. Or for that kind of question, I wish I was a girl. I could say something along the lines of knocked up, not working anymore, popping out my third kid with a sugar daddy.
Even if, what best case scenario, what do they want to hear? What would make them think, oh, he's going to be a great employee?
I'll have your job, cocksucker. How about that?
Is that what they're going for? I'm going to be rising the ranks in this company.
That has to be what they're going for. If they want an actual answer to that question, it has to be, I see myself here higher than I am right now, asking somebody else this question. Right?
I like that. I like asking someone else this question. I think I will be torturing the incoming employees just like you are right now. That's what I'm looking for.
I'll find my own 87-year-old to ask this stupid fucked up question too. And he'll have a heart attack because he's too old for this question. And your bullshit. And my bullshit alternatively in 5 years.
I always hate too the question about what's a strength and a weakness that you have, because everyone always tries to turn a weakness into a strength, or strength into a weakness. Like, sometimes I care too much.
But that's the most fucked up part to me.
Yeah.
Everyone knows this game that we all play during interviews.
But we still play it. Everyone plays it.
But all the answers are fucking useless. I know for a fact if they ask me what a strength is, you say, I turn my weakness into my strength. If they ask me what a weakness is, you just do the opposite.
Yeah.
If they ask you a time that you were stressed out at work, you say, oh, no matter what, I put my nose in the grindstone, I got everything taken care of. I worked hours late because I had to, but I made sure that printer worked again, and that CEO's fantasy football lineup could print out properly before his draft later.
Because that's fulfilling.
Yeah, that's fulfilling. I love my fucking job so much.
but we all still go through all that rigmarole. We all still sit there and do that dance that lasts for 20 minutes at the beginning of the interview that no one cares about.
Yeah, it's the worst bullshit ever.
It really, it's just a series of like back and forth, like volleys, like you're warming up in tennis, just to make sure that the other person like can actually return a volley. That's all it is. I don't care what his serve looks like at this point. I don't care like that what he's saying. I just want to know that like at the very base level, I can say words to this person and he can say words back to me. Like
I feel like it's the equivalent of at family picnics when you play that game where you underhand throw a raw egg to each other and try not to break it.
Yeah.
So you're both real gentle, like, so what do you think your strength is? Soft underhand toss. And that's the feather in my hand.
Back.
After you step back, soft underhand feathering it in. I feel like my biggest strength is carrying too much. I lightly throw it back to them.
And then you get hired, and the first day on your job, they just smash the egg over your head.
I smash the egg in the fucking face.
Welcome to work.
Exactly. The illusion is shattered. But the point of this whole conversation was at one point the guy asked me one of my weaknesses that I was trying to improve on. So at 31 years old, 87, 92, whatever the fucking age is right now, I thought I was going to be a fucking grown-up, Josh, and just say, one of the biggest weaknesses I have in my life is the fact that I take a lot of shit to heart for no reason, and then I get upset about it. So, to me, I was like, you know what? I'm fucking going balls out for this shit. I'm just going to be completely honest with these people.
I would say the fact that you take your balls out in the interview is maybe a weakness as well. Like, next time, balls in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try
just heads up.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But the fucked up part to me, and I'm still kind of pissed off about it, and I still go back and forth about all this bullshit, is after I said it, the one interview, there was two guys interviewing me. The one guy asked me, what do you mean? Like, you get angry, you start yelling, or... And I was like, no. I just get, sad or upset, and I get quiet for a little bit. Things bother me, and sometimes I just let it get to me. So the other guy interviewing me looks at me almost dead in the eyes and goes, don't ever answer an interview question like that ever again. And I just kind of shot him. I just got like deer in headlights, looked at him, and he goes, seriously, next time just make something up about your task list and Outlook is too full, or you take too much on your plate. It's like, don't ever answer like that again. Me and so-and-so both would have looked at each other and asked questions like, is this guy going to snap out and be crazy, blah, blah, blah. And oddly enough, Josh, when I use the words, I take things to heart pretty easy. It seems like the most fucked up thing you could do to me in the next 30 seconds is say something I'm probably going to take to heart.
Yeah.
So pretty much after that point, I shut down in the interview and got way quieter than I was and just way more delicate with answering my questions and kind of defeated the purpose of what I think they're trying to do. So to me, they just cemented the fact that they don't want answers to their questions. They just want the normal bullshit of, well, when you take a interview class in college, they say to answer this question this way. We just wanted this question answered this way.
Yeah, you walk in there and try to be like a real person and try to actually assess your strengths and weaknesses, like the company would actually want you to do if they hired you, and know what you're good at and what you're bad at. But then you do that in the interview and you're in trouble for it. Yeah.
If I was any normal person interviewing somebody, I feel like I'd be more pissed off if they gave me, I care too much as their fucking strength or weakness, rather than them being like, hey, I'm throwing it out there. This is the type of person I am. This is the kind of shit that bothers me. I am who I am. This is a fair heads up before you guys decide if you want to hire me or not. But so since this was Monday that I did this, since that day, I've gone up and down this job. Like, am I going to get it? Am I not going to get it? I don't know if I fucking tanked myself. If I did tank myself, they can suck my fucking dick because If they're gonna fucking disqualify me for being honest with them, they can pretty much go fuck themselves like everybody else.
Yeah, I mean entirely because you answered that like we talked about that before. Like you answered that in a very honest, very adult way of saying like, here's a problem. This is something I need to work on. It's not even that big of a deal. It's just, you know, you take things to heart and you care about the things that you're doing, you know. And then, yeah, if that's the deciding factor.
Yeah, I'm sorry I get offended if someone screams at me and calls me stupid one day.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry that I'm not completely so far checked out in my work life that everything just washes over me in a daze.
I've been in retail / customer service for the past 15 years. I'm sorry I still have somewhat of a soul. Yeah. I'm just not fucking an ice king of like, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I will do that faster next time. You're right.
Yes, sir.
Slicing the soul away.
You're right, sir. I'm a fucking moron. I apologize. I should have known that when you said my monitor didn't turn on, you meant your tower. I apologize, sir. I'll be more careful next time I talk to you. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. So the next couple weeks, you'll either hear me say, "Yep, fuck that job that didn't hire me," or we'll be celebrating a new job for Toby.
I think you need to go into business on your own and start Geek Pop Industries.
GPI
and hire an intern that you can then treat like shit, like you get treated like sometimes.
Hey Dylan, do you want to come work for me?
Yeah, but in the interview process, you ask Dylan that question, and he tries to give you like a my strengths are my weaknesses, and my weaknesses are my strengths answer, and then you just shut him down, kick him out of the door.
I just want to work. I just want to be the boss, so I can tell people shut the fuck. I'm gonna run some sort of business where I can curse at people, and then in your interview, it's gonna be unprofessional as fuck.
You would have to add into your like employee policy, like if Toby curses at you, like it's fine, don't sue us, please.
When I had my first big boy interview with my first actual adult job, that was that. During my interview, it was with a lady that was mid 40s when I was 25.
Okay.
So we have the interview, and during the first interview, she preps me and goes, "Just so you know, I say fuck a lot, so I hope you don't get offended by this." For whatever reason, Josh, I guess not knowing better, this didn't tip me off to like me realizing that she was probably unprofessional.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
And that the entire place was probably like unprofessional.
Was this a retail job or what?
No, this is like an actual company.
Okay.
Yeah, like it was an actual, this is an adult 8 to 5, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday job.
Gotcha.
By the way, I'm going to say fuck a lot in your interview. I hope you don't mind.
That's messed up, because imagine like, they're like, what if, well, she doesn't know anything about you at that point. The very first thing she's saying to you is like, I'm going to drop some hard Fs up in this place.
So, Mr. Toby, where the fuck did you used to work? And that from that day on, that was pretty much the tip of the unprofessional iceberg that she decided to craft. But
yeah, because that's like the good unprofessional foot forward. That's the part that's like, hey, that sounds kind of fun. Like, she's gonna curse a little bit. I can curse back at her, but then that's just like, there's way more unprofessionalism underneath the surface of the water. That's just the tip.
Well, that's the part I didn't realize. Yeah, because I didn't know any better. It didn't click to me that, oh, she's saying fuck in the interview. She'll be the best boss to work with ever. It never clicked to me that maybe they extended the outside the interview process when I actually had to work with her on a daily basis. That's
literally the only thing about her that's out of the ordinary.
This is the only red flag I'll ever see in the next 3 years.
So, Toby, I continue to play fantasy football.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Da-da-da, my phone keeps making that noise.
I want you to know that every time that we do this, I sing the NFL and Fox song, and you sing the ESPN song.
Okay.
And it's funny to me because every time I sing my song, I feel like you get confused. And
I do.
You know how to respond to me is the one that you know.
I do, because I sing back to you. I know that you're doing a football noise, but I don't know what it's from, and I just sing back to you the noise that I know. Because Toby, I'm gonna be honest. Up until this point, when you explained it right now, I assumed that the thing you just did was the beginning of the song, and I was supposed to then answer with the noise that I knew. I thought that was the game we were playing,
like a call and return.
I thought it was a call and response, but it apparently isn't. Apparently they're separate songs.
Apparently it's two completely different channels.
Well, Toby, despite me not knowing anything about football, I'm currently 2-0 in fantasy football.
That sucks for a lot of people.
So I want to point out to all the people at home, you told me that you would punch me in my face this week if we were in the same league together.
I did.
Would you like to defend yourself in any way?
No, because I would. Because Josh says bullshit to me in chat. First, Josh says, I lost this week. So I go, oh, okay. And I say, Josh, you didn't really count any weeks, so you don't know what the fuck you're doing. The next day, I talk to Josh about it again, and Josh goes, I won. So somehow he went from I lost to I won, which blows my mind. Then Josh
I'll explain that in a second, but go on.
Okay. Then Josh explains to Tommy that, oh, my star...
My character.
My star character, D. Sproles.
Yeah, D. Sproles.
Got me a lot of points. And I said, oh, Wheels. Because that's what most people call him, because he's really fast and he's short and tiny, but fucking awesome. Josh goes, shut up, there's too much information.
Yeah, if you teach me too much about football, Toby, my magic is going to be gone. The thing that's letting me win is going to be over.
And then I say, okay, Josh, Darren Sproles. Try to tell Josh the guy's first name. Josh goes, shut the fuck up, too much information. And then I start getting frustrated because Josh is one of those people I just don't know shit, and it's like falling ass backwards into victories. And then Josh proceeds to tell me how he fucking rides people's asses, and if I knew it would piss you off, I'd be a complete fucking dick to you just because I could be, and I'd make you more mad. So that's why I'd punch you right in your fucking face.
That's a fair assessment, I think.
Right. So my only other statement was, when I do my fantasy football, for example, first place in the quote-unquote big league is worth $700.
Yeah, see, there's no money on ours.
Well, right. So that's what I said to you was, when I have to put money into it, like I had to put $100 into it for my one league, if I'm getting fucked over for $100, because some little shit like Josh is like, running back wizard, I'm a champion, my party is the best party. I would laugh and probably get pissed. No, I would laugh at first, and when you keep fucking rubbing it in like I know you would,
please.
That's when I would get fucking pissed, and then fucking would punch you in the face.
Listen, but I paid my $100. If that's the scenario, I would have paid my $100 just like you did. So if I beat you, I get to rub it in any way I want. I mean, all right, week to week, if you win, do you not gloat about your winning?
No, because usually if I talk shit, I lose.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I fucking suck at a lot of things. The one thing I've learned from years of playing video games against people and everything else is usually whoever talks shit last loses.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I usually keep my mouth shut for almost everything at this point, unless I know it's locked in, because I'm sure I'll lose at the end.
See, I take a different approach with games and stuff. When I head into a game, I know instantly I'm going to lose because I'm just not as good at them. So I talk the most trash possible at the very beginning. And then it's tanked, of course, but I knew that going in anyway, and then I have like a few minutes of just everyone getting super pissed off for no reason about a dumb game, and I love that. So that's what I'm doing here. And I don't think I'm actually making anyone mad yet, but it was actually really fun kind of back and forth. So the person that I was playing this week was my friend who had kind of like got me into the league, where he presented it to me as like, do you want to play D&D for jocks? So like
he has to regret that every day.
What's that?
If he has to regret that every day. Like if I invited you into something like this, and you're like, oh, my party, and then you beat me, I'd be like, why the fuck did I invite this kid with me?
Well,
this is the worst thing I've ever done.
I think he's enjoying it because like he started the trash talking this week, so I was one upping him. So I found a couple things. First of all, I thought I had lost because he was telling me that I had, because I don't know again super much about it. One of my characters, D. Sproles, as I talked about in my party. He hadn't played yet. He was like the last one in the group, and I was down in points.
I could feel myself
getting
mad already.
the guy I was playing against, he told me that the guy I was playing with, he told me that D. Sproles was a backup. Okay, like wasn't on the main.
Go ahead, no, finish it up. Make it into a video game thing somehow. I'm ready.
He wasn't on the main like front lines or whatever. Like I don't know what's it called when they're in the game.
Oh no, I'm just letting you go.
Like if I'm not on the bench, I'm on the. Is it a squad?
You're a starter.
A starter. He's not a
First
starter.
String.
He's a backup. So I thought like he wouldn't get any points, and he ended up getting like 20 some points or something. So it was awesome. So I won by like 4 points.
This is where you're already driving me nuts.
Why?
So you had a player left. Your friend told you lost, and you go, oh, I lost, and you don't fucking check it, or know when he plays, or God knows the fuck else.
Well, I brought up the app, and he said he was a backup, and he was the only guy I had left, so I assumed that I wouldn't get it.
Okay.
But anyway, so in this trash talking that was happening, I found that the only thing I can really do for trash talking is just quote wrestlers back at this person. That's really the only thing I know how to do, because I don't know anything about football to actually be like, "Ha, my guy kicked better than your guy." I don't know.
But I mean, that seems easier to do, because let's just look at your fucking stupid level thing, And you go, oh, he's 5 levels higher.
But that would be my answer. It's like, my guy's 5 levels higher than your guy. And then the person I'd be with would be like, what? What does that mean? How does he have levels?
So instead, you're like, and I tear out the cockpit door of the stadium. And then everyone just stares at you anyway.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. I told him, I'm trying to find the actual text message here. But I told him...
You have 33 and 1/3 chance of beating me. And in this 1-on-1 match, where you have a 50% chance of winning, you have 133% chance odds to take me down this week.
I'm going to go with that next week. I'm definitely going to break that one out. That is on the short list of promos. So this guy's texting me about, like, oh, I'm going to win. You're going down this week. So I told him that to be the man, you've got to beat the man. First of all.
That's such an easy one, though.
Led with Ric Flair. Then I told him that there are 2 things that he can do, nothing and like it. And there were a few others that were mixed in there. But yeah, it was full-on wrestling promo. It was really all I was doing. And I ended up winning. So pretty much I'm the best there is. I'm leading our league, of course.
I'm the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked up what I was putting down. So far, Toby, fantasy football, pretty easy. That's where I'm at. I don't see what the big deal is.
Oh, Josh.
I wish there were spells. That's what I mean, like, if I could cast something, if it was, like, a little bit more active during the game.
I don't even know what to do with you sometimes.
What if, like, is Peyton Manning one of them? What if Peyton, what if Peyton Manning could, like, turn it into a lightning ball and throw it farther? Right? Yeah. Or what if Toby? What if the app?
Oh my God! Why do you keep talking?
What if the app like actually had like a battle scene that would play out? It's not real life, but like what if it was like Advanced Wars and it was like your guys walked up and the other guys were across the screen and then they threw footballs at each other until one of them died.
Why don't you just get one of those old school electronic football games where it's just magnets that rumble and goes?
Those are cool.
And just watch that while you're playing fantasy football, and it's just as good.
That sounds pretty good. I'd be into that.
There you go.
Yeah, great. So I look forward to checking in again next week when I'm 3-0. It's going to be great. Toby, we're going to space! Woo! Are you excited about going to space?
Every day.
Every day.
I just found out about it now. I've been psyched for weeks.
Great. You've been sitting at home hoping that something happens in the space realm, and then suddenly, yesterday, the announcement was made. Toby, we are privatizing our space shuttle program, essentially.
I feel like I knew about this.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it just happened. It was in the news. It was a big thing. You probably heard about it. It's a thing. But Boeing and this company named SpaceX are making a basically a thing that can fly up to the space station, then come back down, and it's like reusable and it'll transport people from Earth, which is the planet that we're on. Mm-hmm. To space, which is outside of our planet, to the International Space Station. Toby, is SpaceX not the best name for a company in the world?
Does it stand for Space Cross?
I don't know, and I don't want to know anymore, other than that it's named SpaceX.
That sounds like they don't know where the fuck they're taking you, and I'd be kind of afraid to go out there on a SpaceX craft.
SpaceX. Maybe, Toby, that sounds a little bit like having sex in space.
I guess, sure.
Yeah, so like I get up to the International Space Station, the ISS, and I have some SpaceX.
But are they letting you out, or are they just flying you up there and turning back around?
I mean, I'm assuming that there's some sort of a transport, thing involved. Because, you don't really want to fly up there and just come back. Like, what's the point then? Just a round trip. It's like riding the bus in a loop for no reason.
But then they have to train you to be a spaceman then.
Yeah, I mean, not me, like the royal me is in America.
I guess.
To be America is going.
This seems like a horrible idea. I give it 3 or 4 flights before God knows how many people get stuck out there.
This is so it's not like anyone can just sign up. That's Virgin America. That's happening. That's a thing.
Okay, so then SpaceX is like fancy people?
SpaceX is NASA. It's like NASA. It's astronauts.
Well, what the fuck good is this?
But it's a space taxi. So we're bringing. All right. So up until now, Toby, we had the space shuttle.
What are you trying to sell me here, man?
I'm trying to sell you on we're going back to space, bro.
Okay, but they're just flying out to the space station and coming back.
So right now,
Josh, listen, all I want to do, I'm just going to fly to the upper stratosphere where they get like 0G for like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do that instead.
Like, so you're going on the Vomit Comet?
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the thing that flies up and then down really fast and all the G's come on you really hard. That's the gangsters.
That's called Friday night.
Yeah, you invite all your G's over, and you just lay down in front of them, and the fun happens then. Okay, Toby, did you know that up until since we've stopped using the space shuttle, whenever we want to go to the International Space Station, we're hitching a ride with Russia. Did you know that?
That seems like a good plan. They're our best friends right now.
No, they're our worst friends right now.
Well, that sounds like an even better idea. It's a good way to lock yourselves together for a couple hours and fucking hash out some differences.
And it also costs $70 million a seat to do that.
Well, we gotta save our money somehow.
It's like the world's shittiest Uber.
Can I somehow kickstart $70 million for me to get a trip up in space, do you think?
I think that Russia would take you up there and leave you, because I don't know if you know, Doug. I don't know if you keep up with the world at large, but tensions are high a little bit with Russia right now.
Well, then there's no reason to go with them. But if I'm paying them $70 million, I don't see why I'd let me pay $70 million just fucking dump me out there.
Because they're gonna chump you out because you're American, bro.
Why would they kick me out of the space shuttle?
I don't know. So this guy, the Russian deputy prime minister, his name is Dmitry Rogozin, he sounds like a villain in Die Hard, first of all. He tweeted in April that the U.S. should consider sending their crews to space with a trampoline. That's a direct quote. A trampoline.
So that just means we're banned. They're kicking us out of their high, let's fly everyone together.
He's saying you take your stupid astronauts and you go home.
Well, let's start building the world's fucking biggest trampoline and get me up there. That seems more fun, too.
That'll show him.
Because what if I can just trampoline up into like the stratosphere where it gets real light and I just float for a while and then I come back down again?
That doesn't sound feasible, but I don't know enough to really dispute that.
Why doesn't it?
Because I think that there would be a point there where you would burn to a crisp.
I'm not re-entering through the atmosphere.
But you're trying to leave the atmosphere, right?
No, because you don't have to leave the atmosphere to that zero G shit.
Yeah, but you're trying to get to the space station.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to trampoline up in the air and then pretend I'm an astronaut for a couple minutes and come back down.
Well, you have a different goal here than I do, and than SpaceX does.
What the hell?
Our goal is to get to the space station. What do you think the call was between the U.S. and Russia to get those seats on the Russian thing? It's like, hey, Russia, what's going on?
Well, while we were cool, I'm sure it wasn't that big of a deal. But now that we fucking have WWE storylines involving us smashing Putin and shit, God knows.
Do you think that's brought up?
Yeah, so it's like, this is probably why we're fucking banned, because Rusev fucking loses matches and they're fucking mad at us.
So we were calling him up like, listen, we need like 2 seats on that next ship, if that's cool. And listen, if that's cool with you guys. And then they're like, we have been watching the WWE. We are not fans of Rusev.
$9.99 rubles.
Listen, well, that's not really like that is an entertainment company. NASA is a completely separate entity. You understand that, right?
They don't give a fuck. They use goddamn Team Fortress 2 propaganda posters in a news story about us.
Yeah, they did do that. That's true.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. If they're using video games like in their favor against us, we're fucked with the WWE. We're lucky there's no fucking Patriot bomb droppers right now in the goddamn wrestling, or else we'd all be done for.
Toby, imagine, so one of the worst things in the world is when you are trapped in a place where you can't get away with someone that you don't like, or when tensions get high. Like, if you're riding in a car and you get in an argument with someone, and then it's just like, well, we can't like stop and get out. Like, we just have to put up with each other, right?
I've had many a situation like that. Yes.
Yes, like every time we record this podcast with me, right? That's what he's saying, everyone. Can you imagine?
I actually have a reverse timer on my computer where I'm like, ballpark, maybe about 30 minutes left at this point. I can maybe make it till the end.
That's why Toby gets happier and happier as the episode goes on, because closer and closer to not talking to me anymore.
I get more and more wound up.
Yeah, we're almost done. But no, imagine that flight where you're like the one Russian sitting, or the one American sitting amongst like the sea of cosmonauts, and you're like, so did you guys see the game last night? Like, I mean, what would you talk about? What do you say?
Well, if they only speak Russian, absolutely nothing.
Do you just stare at each other?
I would, if I had to go up, I would make sure there was at least one other person from my general part of the world going to, or else I wouldn't feel safe.
Yeah, they'd kill you, right?
If it was 9-on-1 and they're all just looking at me and like talking in Russian the entire time, I'd have the worst time ever. But if it was 8-on-2, and we could just be like, I think they want to murder us, and then you would be like, I think they do too. We could at least like plot how we're gonna die for the next 17 hours versus me just thinking in my own head I'm gonna fucking die once it's about to happen.
Fucking Rusev over there is giving me the evil eye, man. Also, I can't believe his name's Rusev. That's really funny. Did you see Vlad over there?
So far, Josh knows two generic.
Yeah, I was gonna say his name would be just Ted or something. Like it would be something. I'd be really let down. I was like, why don't you have some sort of like Russian block name? Like, what's going on?
So I think the moral of the story is we're not going to space.
We're going to space, man. SpaceX is taking us there. You and I are not going to space. Let's be clear. We're not going to space.
I'm the Kickstarter, Indiegogo.
Yeah, I don't think I'd go to space if I had the chance.
I'm the Indiegogo it because I don't have to do anything with the money if I don't want to.
Yeah, you just get to keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no rules there. It's like the Wild West.
It is. I was gonna go to space maybe, but I think I'm gonna go to McDonald's instead.
I'm just gonna buy myself a new house instead and live the high life. Thanks, guys.
Listen, people. Space is expensive, but Buffalo Wild Wings is a little bit cheaper, so it's kind of the same. It's like a foreign nation.
Josh, Halloween's coming up.
I mean, that's technically accurate.
But so I feel like the only thing we can really do to prepare ourselves for Halloween.
Yeah, is put our heads between our knees and kiss our butt goodbye.
Sure. I'm going to start right now, Josh. Week 1 of Slutty Costume Watch 2014.
Is your window open? Like, is that how you're watching for it?
I have cameras fixed upon the most something in locations to get up-to-date information about this.
Toby has a catcall generator on the ready.
But every year, it seems like they find the most ridiculous costumes and somehow turn them into a slutty costume.
Yes.
And the point of this segment is not judging people. It's just we're going to discuss the most ridiculous costumes that they slutted up for some reason.
All right, I'm excited for this.
Josh, the one I saw already.
And
I'm not going to use the word slutty for this. I'm going to use the word trashy for 2 reasons. Double entendre.
Okay.
They made young girl's Oscar the Grouch costume.
Okay.
And it's probably a little too provocative for a young girl to wear.
Really?
Yeah. So,
describe it to me, but slowly.
I'm not going to do that because that's fucking creepy. And we're going to be on the goddamn list. But the boy's Oscar the Grouch costume is like an actual trash can with like an Oscar the Grouch like full-blown face mask and like furry head and shit. And the girl's one is just like a green fur top with like a silver dress and like Oscar eyes to put in your hair. So it's already becoming a thing. This is September 17th. And they're already bringing out weird, slutty Sesame Street costumes.
So I found this image, and it's essentially just a green dress. It's
with a fake trash can at the bottom.
Yeah, and then here's one that's a little bit more provocative, where she's turned the upper portion of the dress into just a bikini top.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
1,007 years old. I would never think Oscar the Grouch would somehow become a lady's favorite of, I'm going to dress up like this for Halloween and be trampy.
What else is like the trashiest, like what is the most unlikely thing to be turned into a slutty costume?
I'm calling Groot right now.
Groot? I think that's a really good one this year. Like slutty Groot.
Or 2 girls, a Rocky Raccoon, and Groot together. I'm calling September 17th, Josh. I'm stating it right now. Before Halloween, there will be a huge news article about slutty dressed Groot. Up Groot / Rocky Raccoon.
If you're at a party and Slutty Groot shows up, are you going to make a move?
Yeah.
And is it going to be Guardians of the Galaxy related?
I'd have to see that movie first to be able to do that.
I'd be like, I'm gonna put you in a pot. I don't know.
I'm going to take you back to my house and plate you in a pot.
Baby, I'd like to pot you, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, Josh.
Baby, I wanna cut off a start of you. Because you know, you take a plant, you cut part of it off, it's like a start.
Slutty Costume Watch 2014.
How about like Slutty Elmo? Has that happened? That's most certainly happened if Oscar the Grouch happens, right?
I feel like it has to be.
Yeah. I'm gonna type Slutty Elmo into the search engine right now.
If you're listening at home, do it as well.
All right, Slutty Elmo. Going to the images. There are plenty of Slutty Elmos. Oh, our very own Katy Perry has also been a Slutty Elmo.
She was a different one. Hers kind of counts.
It counts. Toby, from what I'm looking at, it counts. Slutty Big Bird also play.
Okay, so week 1, Sesame Street has been tainted by I'm going to tramp up this costume.
There's probably nothing left. I would imagine there's nothing left. If you can come up with something that hasn't been slutted out and you tell us and send us an email, we'll be impressed and we'll talk about it.
I'm going to state it right now. Question of the week. Think of the weirdest, somehow slutty costume you can think of.
Yeah,
let us know.
What would be the most off-the-wall thing to turn into a slutty costume.
Josh, there comes a time every year where for some reason toys get banned for absolutely no reason.
That happens every year?
It happens all the time.
Is it
for
called
example,
the Inquisition?
Yeah. Little Big Planet had to be changed because somehow a musical part of the Quran was in the game.
Yeah.
And everyone got all pissed to shut it down.
I never completely understood that. I knew what had happened, but I never really got what happened. I guess it was lyrics, right? It was the words of the Quran in the song?
I think so.
Okay.
So that had to get taken out.
Yep.
Last year, there was a baby doll that said something fucked up. I can't recall right now.
Okay. Was it like a secret menu in the doll that you had to enter to get it to say it? If you press if you raise its arm up, down, left, right, and then you touch both cheeks, then it says it?
I think so. Okay. Wait, I'm gonna find the article real quick, just so I can actually. Apparently, there was a toy 2 years ago that some mother claimed that said "crazy bitch."
I'm sure it did. Yeah.
That was a thing. There was another one. I feel like one said something racist. But anyway, so, I mean, you can go on the internet and look this up. There's tons of stories about dolls saying shit.
Yeah.
Rather than me sit here and try to guess about dumb bullshit and just drag this out. Josh, right now, there is a swearing Barbie out there.
Swearing Barbie. I'm excited.
She says, what the fuck, according to the mother who decided to bitch about this.
Okay.
Josh, we're going to listen to this now.
Yes.
And you tell me, and the listeners at home, if you think she's saying, what the fuck.
Okay,
and the shitty part is, obviously, I've put that thought in your head. Try to get that out of your head while you listen to this.
Okay, well.
Get your sparkle on, amaze, off the hook. I love off the hook. Maze, I want to put together a maze off the hook.
It's not what the fuck. It's clearly not her saying what the fuck, but I can't come up with anything else that she would legitimately be saying.
Apparently, it's supposed to be off the hook.
Off the hook? Like that?
I guess so. But that plays 3 times.
Yeah.
I can hear it 3 different ways. The first one definitely sounds like what the fuck to me. And I was thinking they might have had something there. But the more times you listen to it, I actually hear it less.
Off the hook? I hear off the hook. Yeah. I definitely hear off the hook. But, I mean, to be fair, it does a little bit sound like what the fuck.
So, I really want to know who gets this bored that they accidentally buy a Barbie and then think it says what the fuck and then decide to go so hard about it that they need to take it to like the news and contact Mattel and God knows who else, Toys R Us, and be like, you're corrupting my young girl. It says what the fuck. And you know, those are the kind of parents that usually probably scream at the kids like, what the hell is your toy doing? What the fuck's going on with this?
You know, that's what happened, yeah. And she probably just thought she was going to, like, get a big lawsuit out of this and make some money.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where the kid probably doesn't think anything of it until you freak the fuck out, too.
And then now the kid knows that it's saying something that it shouldn't and knows what that thing is now. So you've just introduced your kid to the thing you were trying to protect them from. Yeah.
Yeah. That's called parenting in 2014.
Great. Awesome. I love it.
Josh, it's about time to wrap up this week.
Yeah, it totally is.
And you know what we do to wrap up the week, right?
I sit here and you ask me questions.
I talk a lot at this point. I talk more so than usual at this point.
Yeah, you're a pretty talkative guy in general.
Thanks, man.
But
Josh, last week, I'm cutting you off now. I'm so fucking fired up, ready to go. I'm just cutting you
Good.
off.
I'm glad when you stop making me ramble and then you move on with the show. That's always my favorite part of the show.
So last week, we asked a question of the week where I pretty much went off on a rampage about Hello Kitty. And Josh, there's been some research done for us.
Good.
And I have an official answer for you.
There's an official answer on Hello Kitty.
Well, multiple people wrote in. So
Okay.
I've compendiumed this into one giant answer.
So you've taken the average of the responses and you're calling that the like official Wikipedia version because we crowdsourced this knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to get it on the question of the week for next week, which was what is kind of costume can be slutted up that shouldn't be slutted up, cast at geek-pop.com. Josh, the answer to the Hello Kitty question, though. Mm-hmm. First of all, you're supposed to trade me in for a different model Toby because apparently I went off the fucking rails last week, and it might be broken now.
Yeah, I need to take Toby in for a service because clearly his logic and emotion chips went haywire. It was a dark place. It was a really scary place to be. The mic's turned off, and it was the exact same.
Nothing changes when the mics go dark.
I put Toby back in his robot closet, and he was still making noise, and I just closed it, and then hoped he shut down eventually, and he did. His batteries ran out, and it was fine. But
I'm like a Toomba. I have to go back in my little dock at the end of the night.
You mean?
And once I charge back up,
do you mean a Roomba?
Yeah, but Toomba.
Oh, I thought maybe in your household like Toomba was like the Kmart version of Roomba. And it was like, well, I didn't have Cheerios, but I did have Cheery Rings. And
I had wheat flavored O's.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it wasn't in a box, but it was in a bag, and it was just as good. The Toomba.
That bag cereal is fucking delicious.
Toomba's great, everybody.
So this is the official wrap up of the research here. According to all the sites that I've researched, Josh is right. Hello Kitty's real name is Kitty.
I want to stop you right there. I had an opinion on this.
At some point, I think you did.
Okay, great. Carry on.
I was in such a blind fury haze of Hello Kitty wrath that I completely blocked that most of it, to be honest with you.
All I recall is trying to talk you down. I don't remember ever taking a stand on Hello Kitty, but apparently I did.
Hello Kitty's real name is Kitty White, who is from England, and the daughter of George White and Mary White. She is also a third grader who loves apple pie, is a twin sister, and is a Scorpio. She's also a little girl. She's a friend. She's not a cat.
I remember that.
That's my own ad-libbing on the answer. However, since this was announced, a representative from Sanrio, the company that makes Hello Kitty, because I know you don't know Josh.
I did know that.
They have stated that Hello Kitty is not human, but not a cat in the context of Earth cats. He did not mean that she was not a cat in the fictional world. So I feel like the official statement confuses me more than the statements before.
I feel like everything that has been said for the past 2 minutes confuses me more. I want to know about Hello Kitty's parents. That's what I want to know about. What?
Yeah.
I want to know about George White. Someone tell me about George White.
But if she's not human and not a cat like Earth cats, but lives in England, what the fuck does that even add up to?
Tell me, the term in the context of Earth cats is maybe the single greatest thing a company has ever had to say. By the way.
Josh, with that aside, Hello Kitty is in fact the Goofy to her own cat's Pluto. Hence, while she has traits of both cat and human, she is in fact neither, because she's an unnatural abomination of a hybrid chimera thingy between a 3-year-old girl who only knew the words hello and kitty, and her cat, resulting in the mascot we know of today, capable of only saying those words she knew to her cat's half-daughter that was left behind by its mother's merging with the toddler. The last part was written in by Musa, and he put some links in the email he gave me. I didn't double-check them.
Musa, that was terrifying, by the way, buddy. That was some Hannibal Lecter shit that you just broke down for me right there. I just picture like a little girl like wearing a cat's face, but like she's been locked in a closet and can't say real words. And she
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Would you pet me? I'd pet me.
I'd pet me hard. Goodbye, horses. That is probably the greatest reference you'll ever hear on this goddamn podcast. I hope for everyone's sake you get that whole thing.
Oh, they're all too young and no one's gonna get that. Oh my god. It hurts. I'm just picturing Hello Kitty putting lotion in a basket and lowering it down a hole.
I just picture her doing the dance now. Tuck the tail back.
Tuck the tail, yep. Yep, tuck the tail.
Holy fuck. Oh, Josh, so this is also the time where people get life advice from geniuses like us.
Yep, clearly.
You can write into cast@geek-pop.com and ask your life question to us. Dylan wants to know how to convince his mom to play video games, because our moms are fucking awesome and play video games, and he wants his mom to be like our moms.
You gotta start her slow, right? You gotta ease her into it in a way she doesn't even know it's a video game. Like, oh, that phone you've got there, Mom, did you know that it can download this app that lets you match 3 fruits together and then they disappear?
I'm pretty excited that we went to the Match 3 game first.
Of course.
I feel like there might be dumber games to play.
Well,
but the Match 3 is the staple because there's about 50 different versions.
Yeah.
Of Pet Saga, Hero Saga, Farm Saga, blah, blah, blah.
Don't start on a Facebook game, though, because that's a dark path.
Yeah, or if you do a Facebook game, do not link it to Facebook.
Yeah, don't
you guys,
don't tell her.
You gotta keep that way off Facebook.
Keep your mom off Facebook if at all possible. Is your mom on Facebook, Toby?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my mom is not. My mom is anti-Facebook, which is like amazing. I'm so glad.
I think my entire family is on Facebook.
Nice.
Ironically enough, I haven't been on Facebook in like the past 3 months.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I guess that Josh saying that was a good thing was the Josh who cared about Facebook, which hasn't existed for like a year now at this point.
Yeah. Josh, next. Dylan wants to know, now that I left you in the video game dust, you started doing things like playing fantasy football, you fear buffets. So is now the pivotal moment where you become a Sporto?
I think I'm already a Sporto. I think becoming victorious, like becoming an expert at fantasy football, as I currently am, Toby. 2-0, baby. I think that makes me a Sporto, right?
I mean, that's definitely the first step. I was playing fantasy football before I gave a fuck about sports.
Okay.
And now I got all sorts
dear
of
Lord,
sports
I
knowledge.
really am on a downward spiral here. My impression, Toby, of people who enjoy sports is that they never actually watch the sports. I don't know if that's true or not, but it always seems like they're asking each other if they saw the game, and neither of them ever actually saw the game.
That's a separate group then, because my friends, especially the two that I hang out with pretty much the most, we can be watching a football game. There'll be a 35-year-old player on the team. One of them will go, "What college?" And the other one will know immediately what college he went to.
Okay, so that's
immediately.
That's a
And they can
nerd.
do this
He's
for
just
almost
nerdy
every
about sports.
Yeah. And they can do it about almost every player in every sport. They'll remember what year they graduated. They'll remember what year they were drafted, what number draft pick they were. Like, they're pretty much the encyclopedia that I am of maybe music or video games.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, me and wrestling, maybe. Like,
yeah. I mean, pretty much like that. But they're just pure sports, and it just always blows my fucking mind.
That's pretty impressive, just in general.
It is. I mean, I just committed my knowledge to the wrong thing, I guess.
No, I mean, if I were you, I'd definitely think the video games and music are a little bit more useful.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to get you more hits on the internet. That's what you're into.
Josh, going from something fun like sports, Newsie wants to know, if we're stranded on an island with no sign of rescue, and you have either a goat, a chicken, or a cow with you, which would be the easiest one for you to kill to survive?
Are you with me too? Is it the two of us together? Because I'd kill you first.
No. I mean, we know that's not going to happen. I'll fucking murder you in your sleep.
Tell me, you wouldn't get to, because we'd be like the boat would be like pulling away without us, and I would just shank you right then and there. Like, before I even realize we're completely stranded. The hint of society leaving us behind is all I would need.
The best part would be like, you'd fucking shank me, I'd drop down the boat, turn around, oh fuck, we forgot those two. I'd just be like laying there dead in the sand.
I would just kick sand over you so maybe they wouldn't see you, and I would just get back on the boat.
Did I just see two of you from the distance?
Nope.
I could have swore I saw two of you stand here.
Maybe I was like beside a tree or something that waved a little bit. I don't know. I have no idea what it was.
So do you think you could kill any of those three animals if you're stranded with that animal? And then you'd have to like prepare it, cook it yourself and everything.
All right, so the animals were what again? A cow?
You can pick a goat, a chicken, or a cow.
A goat, a chicken, or a cow. I could do the chicken. I think I could murder a chicken pretty easily.
Would you be able to like skin it and defeather it and cook and all that shit?
So what, you like, I think you get like, snapping its neck, right, would be the start of the murder.
Yeah.
Is that how you'd go? And then you just pluck the feathers. That can't be that hard, right? That can't be that gross.
I think you can boil it first and they come off or something.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, sure. Like, but look, I wouldn't want to do a lot of experimenting because I've only got one chicken, right?
Yeah. I mean, but like, see, I would have went cow first. That seems like a lot of food.
Well,
but
yeah.
I don't know how to kill a cow.
No, me neither.
I mean, the cow would fuck me up if I start chasing after it.
Right.
And then I'd have to figure out how to prepare a cow, and that seems like way more work than a chicken.
There are way more hurdles on the cow. One, like, even just the getting the killing going. Yeah, it's like, even if the cow didn't hurt me back and he just stood there and didn't react, I don't know how to end the cow. Like, I just don't. You can't strangle it. Like, what do you do?
I'll try like push it in the water, I guess. I'll try to tip it in the water.
You just bully the cow until he dies.
Even though that's fake, I'll also like let it drown or something and can have like brined cow that'll last longer.
Maybe if you just like hand the cow like a stack of library books and then you walk by him and just elbow him, just shoulder him, knock him down, just like it's like he's in the hallway at school. Just do that over and over again.
Oh, I feel like Josh is having flashbacks for some reason. Well, like, I mean, in general, I don't know if I could even kill a chicken. Because there's been times where I've thought about people say, like, well, you know, you really shouldn't eat meat unless you can hunt the meat. And I thought about it.
You thought about hunting meat or not eating meat anymore?
About hunting meat.
Okay.
Like, I should be a man. If I'm going to fucking eat hamburgers all the time and shit, I should be able to kill something myself.
Sure.
And then I think about it, and I'd feel fucking horrible shooting something.
I could never. No,
So then I backpedal off of this.
Yeah, my dad and my family and everybody, like, they're all hunters and stuff, and not that I think there's anything wrong with hunting, I just know that I couldn't do it. Like, I would feel terrible if I, like, went out and shot a deer. Like, oh my gosh.
I would immediately feel like I shot Bambi.
I really would. I would cry. If I pulled a trigger on a gun and something died because of it, I would cry.
There's a video of me fishing with my friends. I think it was last summer, maybe the summer before. They dragged me out fishing with them, which is fine. They made fun of me for not knowing how to fish, and then I caught the first fish.
Yeah.
But I don't know. When I used to fish when I was a little kid, there was never worms on hooks. So I had to have my friends do that for me at 31 years old, which was kind of embarrassing. And then I catch the first fish. I get in the boat, and then I'm like, get it off the hook. And they'll just look at me. I'm like, no, seriously, get off the fucking hook. I'm like, get off the fucking hook. And then, like, they all just start doing what you're doing right now. And everyone just starts giggling at me and laughing at me. I start freaking out, like, pretty bad. Not because the fish scared me, but I was afraid of the fish dying while I was hooked and I was floating around in the air. So I'm freaking out going, help me get the fish off the hook. Help me get the fish off the hook. Help me get the fish off the hook. And eventually someone helped me throw the fish back in the water and swam away. But it was terrifying for me because I felt horrible that poor fish was just out there like that.
I'm only laughing because I love that you went fishing, threw a hook in the water, and actually fished without ever considering the fact that maybe your friends who are also your age were not going to help you take the thing off the hook. Like,
remember when we were talking about the story where I said me and my friends just do things, don't really think about the repercussions?
Yep, this is another one. This is like a less dangerous one.
I mean, I know in general, most of my group is let's fuck with each other as much as possible.
Yeah.
So I really should have seen it coming.
Oh, you should have.
One of the people that were there, too, is my friend's dad. So I also had, like, a 60-year-old man laughing at me, too.
That's great. You know, I'm laughing, but, like, I would not enjoy taking a fish off a hook either. I've done it, and I've even, like cleaned fish before. It's just not a fun experience.
Like, I'm not a vegetarian, but I feel bad even hooking the fucking worm.
Yeah,
for
some reason, I don't look at fish as, like, having souls or lives or anything like that. It's fine.
Why?
Because they're in water and they're monsters, so who cares?
Okay. Speaking of monsters, Ernesto wants to know if we're hyped for the new Super Smash Bros. Coming out. And he also wants to know if you're still a huge Pokemon fan. And if you are, how do you feel about Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire coming out in November?
Is Ernesto a monster in this scenario that you just set up? Because you said, speaking of monsters, Ernesto wants to know.
What does Pokemon stand for?
I mean, pocket monsters, but you said Ernesto, like right after you said the word monster.
This email was sent in by Pokemon. He wants to know if the Ernesto game that's coming out is you're looking forward to it or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to every Pokemon game. Like, I don't play them as much as I used to, but I mean, it's always fun to like jump into one and play it for a few hours, and then if it hooks me, I'll continue. But the last couple, I have not finished, unfortunately.
I'm pumped that there's a new Smash Bros. Coming out. I'm unpumped that I have absolutely no medium to play those games on.
You don't have any. Yeah. I actually have a Wii U now, so I'm gonna rock me some Smash Bros. I have a 3DS too, but the 3DS version is not. I watched some video and it doesn't look that hot to me. I don't know. I might get it.
I would want to become OP with Duck Hunt Dog. I think if I was gonna get the game, that would be my character.
Yeah, I'll probably play. I'll probably try to get okay at Robin from Fire Emblem because I love Fire Emblem.
That seems like a horrible choice.
I mean, it's the character that you are in that Fire Emblem game. It's fun.
Josh, you know how I have achievement disorder, we'll call it?
Yeah, and you have plenty of disorders. That's one of them.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, we're talking about this one right now.
Okay.
So let's not get fucking crazy and start jumping down my throat right away.
No, of course not.
So, and when the first Smash Bros. Came out for GameCube, they had the toy capsule thing.
Uh-huh.
Where, like, you play the game, you get coins to put in the toy capsule, and every time your percentage of a new toy goes down lower and lower, but you can still get them.
Yep.
I surely got 100% of all those, and I grinded that shit out for a long time.
Does not surprise me one little bit about you.
And that's actually why I miss playing Smash Bros. Games. Like, I could pretty much see myself just living on the Wii U, playing Super Smash Bros. And locking all the shit in it. So that's kind of a bummer that I can't get it.
I think if the Wii U had some sort of achievement system, like on a system level, not just per game, it would be the last thing you would do. It would be like your like World of Warcraft.
It probably would be, but I don't know anymore. Because while my 360 account, I still need to get 100% everything on, that one's like cemented in my brain.
Yeah.
My Steam account is fucked. Because I've played lots and lots of stupid games on there, got an achievement to, and decided the game was a huge pile of shit.
I'm really glad that you have let that go on Steam.
I decided I had to pretty quick. I have 2 Steam accounts because one time I got pissed and had to redo it.
No, you don't. Do you really?
But the second time I was like, this is impossible to keep up with. I'm not even fucking bother. I have like 300 games in here right now. This is not a thing.
Good, yeah. Because you have actually told me on the Xbox before that you won't play a game with me because you don't want to start it and boot it up because you won't get all the achievements. You don't want to have to get all the achievements.
That is 100% correct.
That's literally been the deciding factor.
I think we're talking about the WWE game last year.
Yeah, and I was like, because I was telling you like just to rent it or something, we'd play it for a video, or I don't know, there's some remark about it, and you're like, no, I'm not gonna do that, because
I actually thought about getting WWE 15.
You should.
And then I looked at the achievements again and was like, rank 50. I don't know about this. And then I'm hesitant to pull a trigger, Josh.
You should pull the trigger.
I'll pull a trigger on
At
Josh.
all times, pull the trigger.
Okay, I'm gonna pull a trigger at the end of the episode. Josh, where can you find you during the week?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm at GI_Josh.
And you can find me on Twitter as well, at Girls Heart Geeks. You can also find us, aka the show, on iTunes and Stitcher. We would like it a lot if you guys would go on there and leave us reviews, ratings, all that kind of good shit, because it helps us move up in the rankings, and you can hear different questions from different people, or the same questions from the same people, but there'll be a bigger audience. So when Dylan's like, Josh, you're a Sporto, thousands of people could hear about in the future with everyone's help.
Let's keep the fact that I'm a Sporto on the down low, though, guys. Like, for real.
That's going to be the title of the next episode. Episode 13, Josh is a Sporto.
Sporto on the down low.
That might actually be this episode's title. But anyway, I'm Toby.
And I'm Josh.
Bye.